Welcome to part 2 of the karmic block, the energy masterclass here on the Astroflower. Here we're going to be talking about the collective karma. For us, collectively as a human race. To fully understand this, I would certainly watch the first part of this series. There is a third one coming up, which is to do with the energy of karma and the healing process that I've been doing over the last 25 years with people. Individually, we make our own decisions. And our decisions affect not only us as individuals, but our family, our friends, our neighbours, even the country that we're living in, although I'm not a great fan of countries per se, and it ultimately affects the world we're living in. And as it does, we get a collective view on the situation, a collective view on our karmic mission. Our action that we have upon this world will play out in our future direction. Don't forget, good and bad does not exist in the karmic world. It's not the way karma looks at it. It's not there to judge anybody. At the end of your life, you are the only person to see what you've done with your hands. You are your own judge, witness, and jury. According to the actions, the karma, if you like, of what you have lived. As I stated in the first episode of this series, there has been a change in that karmic effect, or that karmic block. The old karmic block was very much like a Jenga. You know those games of blocks of wood where you have to poke one out and then put it onto the top, and the one who makes the block falls loses. That is the old karma. The new karma in new generations, I've heard them called star children, I think, or light beings and etc. As far as I can tell, it's only previous spirits that are now born with a different type of karma. It's like your computer has had an update in its processor. So therefore your karmic block is no longer a block as in a square block. It's now more hexagonal shaped and looks very much like a lava lamp, where the information flows about within inside it like plasma. The old karmic block had shelves in it. Very old school. You put your files away of your experiences according to what you are here to understand through your actions, and then contribute to the collective library, the Akashic library, as some of us may say. This transition between one dimension and another has everything now, more than ever, to do with our karmic path collectively. Individually, we have been learning and learning and learning. We have now come to the end of that, the majority of people here at this present time, and we should be able to put into action the evident path from the learning of all our previous lives according to the karmic actions that we did in each one. It's not really happening that way. And I can only put this down to a certain section of the spirits within the humans that don't want things to change, that the status quo stay in their very position. Because if they do stay in their position after the energy changes and after the geological changes within our solar system, they will remain in position for the next 12,000 years. So why would they want it to change? Distraction is the name of the game. When you distract someone, you lead them off of their evident path. It is the role of the devil, I guess. And we can see that in the devil card in the tarot. It's offering you the light to follow. But don't follow a light. Be your very own true light. If there is enough of us to do this, we can step from an old dimension, the old way of doing things, into the new dimension and the new way of doing things. And then we are going to step into it whether we like it or not. So I think we should go there willingly. There is many talk about past actions of cultures at the moment. And these past actions go very, very long way within our history, or at least our recorded history. There is recorded history of certain cultures using technologies, let's say, against other cultures. And it's pretty much what we see today. Our collective karma has brought us to the stage where we left off the last time. Have we learnt enough to put into action or to act with the knowledge that we know? Action obviously being karma. The choice for the collective is not yours and it is not mine. The choice for the collective is ours. And we choose that by living our truth. Certain cultures find themselves into certain positions at this present time. And that will all be reversed in the future. It is a pendulum that swings from one side to the other. And as it does, we experience life and collect those understandings through our actions upon the world around us and create our collective karmic block. Sometimes it's stronger than us as a collective, and we end up doing stupid things, and we end up doing amazing things. But do not judge the past, because the past is what creates you and I and us. Just realize, is that the evident path to go down? In many circumstances, I would say no. In some circumstances, I would certainly say yes. Our collective karma comes to this position at the very changing of the vibration that's happening on this plane. This vibration change has happened many times before. Within the solar system, it happens once every 6,000, 12,000, 18, 24,000, 48,000. Within all of those sort of derivatives, as it were. It's a very mechanical thing in accordance to where the solar system is in accordance to the galaxy that we are living in at the moment. Let me just show you. don't know if you can see them, but there's a fish. There's a chicken trying to scratch the surface of the water to find things. It's quite amazing. There you go. Sorry about that. I just thought they were really big fish there. They're not, they're chickens. The collective karma is at a place. And this is the fly in the ointment, you might say. There is not something to pass. Well, let me take that back. There is something to pass on an individual basis, as an individual spirit, of which path you follow on from after this life. And whether you stay here, whether you go somewhere else, or whether you regress. But there is also about the collective, whether we collectively can move on from this. I cannot move on without you. You cannot move on without me. We are interlinked. We are one family. Regardless of your background or where you're going or what you like or what you dislike, at the end of the day, we are one. A one human race. There is also races of chickens. There's also races of trees. We happen to be in that position where we have been at school, we have been at college, at university, we've now passed the exams, and what are we going to do with it? If you look at the surroundings at the moment, you would think karma is dead, and it is in a way. As I said, there is no more karmic work being done. In the first episode, I talked about that. And now we need to imply that karmic change. This last bit of change within the energies is just sorting the chaff from the wheat. And it will become so blatantly obvious to each one of us that this change is happening. And once you realize it, you step through the change. And the old world will no longer really have an effect upon you. It doesn't mean we get rid of all technology. That's not what I mean. It's living our true selves. This collective karma has its own evident path. I personally feel this is the last time we're coming back round through this exercise. We've already been through it. We've already had huge technologies in the past. If you look up Iraqi batteries, for example, we don't really know what they were used for. Well, we do, but don't tell anyone, right? We have had things that can destruct things in a massive way in the regards to arms. And we're there in our past as collective humans. We have used them. The Atlantid story of technology being used against another culture or another part of the human race. And that technology was pulling so much upon the Earth's energies that the crust grew thin and it sunk into the sea. That's all to do with pole shift, which I go into in the book The Event, which you can find in a link, I think, in the description below. We've done all this before. This is our last chance to do it correctly. If you feel that the world is not treating you right, or if things are not treated right between us, it is our fault. Collectively, karmically, we have chosen that path to weed out the chaff from the wheat. But now you know that, you have that option or the possibility to no longer choose that path, to choose a path which is expanding or taking the collective to the next level. I personally think people in the future, and I'm talking very near future, will look at our governance and our systems of control and say thank you, but no thank you. And calmly walk in another direction to create a new future, a new vision for a new paradigm. The collective is there at this very moment. It is the choice, or it is the evident path of us as individuals to follow our karmic path. And if enough of us do that, it will change the karmic outcome of the collective. Never in history has your evident path, your inner truth, been more important. I really hope you live whatever your truth is fully and to its full extent. Here on the Astroflower, we do weekly readings with tarot. I do readings of aura and also chakras of the humans, or of us, as individual signs, which you can find on this channel. I thank you for being here and sharing this understanding, because if we do, it's going to make everybody's life so much easier. In the meantime, thank you very much for your support. And don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.